The evolution of Godzilla, from monstrous villain to cultural icon. Hey there, kaiju aficionados! Ever pondered how a colossal creature birthed from the anxieties of a post-war nation transformed into a global cultural icon? Today we're embarking on an epic deep dive into the evolution of Godzilla, 从抛的恶魔到文化偶像的突变. Godzilla isn't just a gigantic city-stomping reptile. It's a complex symbol interwoven with rich history, technological advancements, and profound cultural significance. Born in 1954 from the shadows of nuclear devastation, Godzilla has morphed through eras, reflecting societal shifts, innovations in filmmaking, and evolving audience perceptions. In this video, we'll journey through Godzilla's inception amidst post-war Japan, dissect its metamorphosis across the Showa, Heisei, and Millennium eras, and analyze its impact on global cinema. We'll also peek behind the scenes at the technological marvels that brought this titan to life and speculate on its future in pop culture. So grab your Geiger counters and let's get started. Let's rewind to 1954, a pivotal year in Japanese history. The nation was still reeling from the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki less than a decade earlier. The Lucky Dragon No. 5 incident had just occurred, where a Japanese fishing vessel was contaminated by nuclear fallout from a U.S. hydrogen bomb test at Bikini Atoll. This incident intensified public fear and political tensions surrounding nuclear weapons. Amidst this atmosphere, director Ishiro Honda introduced the world to Gojira. Far from the campy monster flicks that would later populate the genre, the original film was a dark, somber allegory. Godzilla was a manifestation of nuclear destruction, a prehistoric creature awakened and mutated by nuclear testing. The film delved deep into themes of human hubris, the uncontrollable nature of nuclear power, and the collective trauma experienced by Japan. Godzilla's very design was symbolic. The keloid scars of Hiroshima survivors inspired the texture of its skin. Its towering presence and destructive capability mirrored the unstoppable force of atomic bombs. This wasn't just a monster. It was a walking, roaring embodiment of nuclear anxiety. The film resonated deeply with Japanese audiences, serving both as a cathartic expression of post-war fears and a cautionary tale about the perils of nuclear proliferation. The Showa era, 1954 to 1975. Spanning 15 films, the Showa era saw Godzilla's character undergo significant evolution. Initially depicted as a malevolent force of nature, Godzilla gradually transformed into a protector of humanity, a shift reflecting Japan's changing societal landscape. Films like Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, 1964, introduced extraterrestrial threats, positioning Godzilla as Earth's unlikely savior. This period also brought a rogues gallery of kaiju, Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, expanding the universe and introducing complex intermonster dynamics. The tone shifted towards the fantastical and, at times, the whimsical. By Godzilla vs. Megalon, 1973, the films catered more to younger audiences, featuring campy plots and even a flying dropkick move by Godzilla. Technologically, the era relied heavily on suitmation and miniature models. Despite limited resources, special effects director Eiji Tsuburaya's ingenuity brought these colossal battles to life, laying the groundwork for future tokusatsu, special filming, techniques. The Heisei era, 1984 to 1995. After a 9-year hiatus, Godzilla roared back with the return of Godzilla 1984, rebooting the franchise and discarding all prior sequels. This era reinstated a darker, more serious tone, aligning with contemporary global tensions like the Cold War's peak. The narratives delved into bioethics, genetic engineering, and the consequences of scientific overreach. Notable entries like Godzilla vs. Biollante, 1989, explored advanced genetic manipulation, introducing Biollante, a hybrid of Godzilla's cells and a rose, infused with a human soul. Talk about complex. The Heisei series also introduced the concept of Godzilla as a force influenced by humanity's actions, emphasizing environmental themes. Advancements in animatronics and suit design allowed for more expressive creatures. The suits were more detailed, and animatronic heads enabled nuanced facial movements, enhancing emotional storytelling through the kaiju themselves. The Millennium Era, 1999 to 2004. The Millennium series took a bold approach. Except for Godzilla Tokyo SOS 2003 and Godzilla Final Wars 2004, Each film was a standalone narrative, serving as a direct sequel to the 1954 original. This anthology style allowed filmmakers to reinterpret Godzilla's origins and motivations without the constraints of continuity. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, 2001. Yes, that's the full title. Portrayed Godzilla as a spiritual embodiment of the souls of those who perished in the Pacific War. This film reintroduced Godzilla as a true villain, unshackled by prior character development. Technological leaps in CGI augmented traditional suitmation, allowing for more dynamic action sequences. The Millennium Era bridged classic practical effects with modern digital techniques, setting a new standard for kaiju cinematography. Over these decades, Godzilla's physical appearance evolved. The evolution of Godzilla, from monstrous villain to cultural icon. Hey there, fellow kaiju enthusiasts. Today we're diving deep into the colossal phenomenon that is Godzilla, a character that has not only dominated the big screen for decades, but has also become a symbol of cultural, historical, and even scientific discourse. From his atomic origins to his latest cinematic battles, Godzilla has evolved in ways that mirror our own societal changes. We'll explore his storied past, dissect his impact on film and culture, and even speculate on where this titanic force might be headed next. So grab your radiation suits, and let's embark on this monstrous journey together. To truly appreciate Godzilla, we need to rewind to 1954 Japan, a nation grappling with the aftermath of World War II and the devastating bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The original film, Gojira, directed by Ishiro Honda, wasn't just a monster flick. It was a profound allegory for nuclear destruction and human suffering. Godzilla emerged from the depths of the ocean, awakened and mutated by hydrogen bomb testing, a direct reference to the Lucky Dragon No. 5 incident, where a Japanese fishing boat was contaminated by nuclear fallout from U.S. testing at Bikini Atoll. The creature's design was intentionally grotesque, with keloid scars symbolizing the burns suffered by atomic bomb survivors. This wasn't mere entertainment. It was a cinematic catharsis for a nation processing collective trauma. The film employed groundbreaking special effects for its time, using suitmation techniques pioneered by Eiji Tsuburaya, which involved an actor in a heavy rubber suit stomping through miniature sets. Godzilla was an embodiment of nature's wrath against humanity's hubris, serving as a grim reminder of the consequences of nuclear proliferation. Godzilla's journey through the decades is as dynamic as the monster himself. Let's break it down. The Showa era, 1954-1975. Starting with the somber tone of the original, the franchise gradually shifted towards a more lighthearted and even campy approach. Films like King Kong vs. Godzilla, 1962, and Destroy All Monsters, 1968, introduced a rogues gallery of monsters, Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and turned Godzilla into a defender of Earth. This era reflected Japan's post-war economic boom and a desire for escapist entertainment. Godzilla became a sort of anti-hero, sometimes even teaming up with other kaiju to combat greater threats. The Heisei era, 1984 to 1995. Marking a return to darker themes, this period rebooted the series with The Return of Godzilla, 1984. The films employed advanced special effects, including animatronics and suit enhancements, bringing a renewed sense of realism. Storylines delved into biotechnology and genetic engineering, with plots involving creatures like Biollante, a hybrid of Godzilla's cells and a rose plant, and mechanized foes like Mechagodzilla. The narratives often mirrored contemporary concerns about nuclear energy and environmental degradation. The Millennium Era, 1999 to 2004. This era featured standalone stories that reimagined Godzilla's mythology. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, 2001, portrayed Godzilla as an ancient beast embodying the vengeful spirits of World War II victims. The films experimented with alternate histories and metaphysical elements, pushing the boundaries of the genre. Advanced CGI was integrated with traditional suitmation to create more dynamic visuals. Throughout these eras, Godzilla's character evolved from an antagonist to an anti-hero, and sometimes even a savior. The shifts often paralleled Japan's social and economic climate, as well as global attitudes towards science and technology. The franchise didn't shy away from complex themes, making bold statements on humanity's relationship with nature and the ethical implications of scientific advancement. Godzilla in Hollywood. Godzilla's transition to Hollywood has been a roller coaster. The 1998 American adaptation, directed by Roland Emmerich, was a commercial success, but faced critical backlash, especially from longtime fans and Japanese audiences. Critics argued that it strayed too far from the source material, portraying Godzilla as an oversized reptilian creature devoid of his nuclear origins and thematic depth. Fast forward to Legendary Pictures' MonsterVerse, which sought to rectify past missteps. Godzilla, 2014, directed by Gareth Edwards, reinstated the creature's awe-inspiring scale and atomic origins. The film employed cutting-edge CGI and motion capture technology, bringing a new level of realism and gravity to the character. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019, expanded the universe, introducing classic adversaries like King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, while Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021, culminated in a spectacle that pitted two cinematic titans against each other. The American interpretations often focus more on spectacle and global stakes, incorporating a multinational cast and settings. They delve into themes like humanity's insignificance in the face of nature's grandeur and the fallout of environmental manipulation. While they may lack some of the nuanced allegory of the Japanese originals, they have succeeded in bringing Godzilla to a wider audience, bridging Eastern and Western cinematic traditions. Cultural impact of Godzilla. Godzilla's influence permeates various facets of global culture. In cinema, the kaiju genre has inspired filmmakers worldwide, evident in movies like Pacific Rim 2013, directed by Guillermo del Toro, which pays homage to the giant monster and mech genres. The blending of advanced technology with colossal creatures echoes the themes found in Godzilla's battles against mechanized foes. In video games, Godzilla has appeared in over 30 titles, ranging from early arcade games like Godzilla 1983 on the Commodore 64 to more recent entries like Godzilla Defense Force 2019 for mobile platforms. These games allow players to either control Godzilla and wreak havoc or defend cities against him, reflecting the character's dual nature. Godzilla's presence in comics and literature has also expanded his mythos. Collaborations like Godzilla in Hell 2015 by IDW Publishing explore philosophical and metaphysical themes, pushing the boundaries of conventional storytelling. Merchandise-wise, Godzilla has spawned an industry of collectibles, from high-end Monster Arts figures to limited-edition vinyl statuettes by companies like Mondo. These items are prized by fans and collectors for their meticulous detail and craftsmanship, often becoming valuable commodities in the collector's market. Academically, Godzilla has been a subject of scholarly research, analyzing themes like post-war identity, the ethics of nuclear energy, and environmentalism. The character serves as a lens through which we can examine societal fears and values over time. Behind the scenes. The evolution of special effects in Godzilla films is a fascinating journey. The original suitmation technique involved Haruo Nakajima enduring a 100-pound suit in sweltering conditions, a testament to the dedication behind the scenes. The miniature sets were meticulously crafted, with attention to detail that made destruction scenes visceral and impactful. In the Heisei era, advancements in animatronics allowed for more expressive suits. Mechanical enhancements enabled eye movements, snarls, and more dynamic tail actions. The incorporation of thermocouple technology facilitated the iconic atomic breath effect with safer pyrotechnics. With the advent of CGI in the 90s and 2000s, the Millennium Era and Hollywood adaptations leveraged digital technology to create more dynamic and visually stunning battles. Films like Shin Godzilla 2016 by Hideaki Anno combined traditional effects with CGI to create a Godzilla that evolved throughout the film, a metaphor for nuclear mutation and bureaucratic stagnation. Godzilla's design has undergone numerous changes, each alteration carrying symbolic weight. The original 1954 design was inspired by a mix of dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and Iguanodon, reflecting the scientific knowledge of the time. The Heisei Godzilla featured a more muscular build and sharper dorsal fins, emphasizing power and menace. The 2014 Legendary design introduced gill-like structures and a more reptilian face, grounding the creature in a semblance of biological realism. Contributions from notable composers like Akira Ifukube, whose music became synonymous with Godzilla, added a sonic dimension that elevated the films. The future of Godzilla. Looking ahead, the Godzilla franchise shows no signs of slowing down. Toho has announced plans for new films, including Godzilla -1, 2023, which promises to delve back into the roots of the character with a fresh perspective. There's also buzz about expanding into shared universes, possibly involving other Toho monsters in more interconnected narratives. In the realm of anime, series like Godzilla Singular Point 2021 have introduced complex scientific concepts like orthogonal diagonals and archetypes, blending physics with mythology. These projects signal a trend toward more intellectually stimulating content that challenges viewers and expands the franchise's thematic reach. The MonsterVerse is also expanding, with potential projects exploring the Hollow Earth theory introduced in Godzilla vs. Kong. Speculations abound about new adversaries and allies, as well as deeper explorations into the origins of the Titans. Godzilla's role in current and future pop culture goes beyond entertainment. As global concerns about climate change and technological ethics intensify, Godzilla remains a potent symbol through which creators can explore these themes. His adaptability suggests that he will continue to resonate with audiences, reflecting contemporary issues while delivering the epic spectacle fans love. From a manifestation of post-war nuclear anxiety to a global cultural icon, Godzilla's journey mirrors the ever-changing landscape of our collective consciousness. His evolution reflects shifts in societal values, technological advancements, and storytelling techniques. For over 6 decades and across more than 36 films, Godzilla has been a towering figure, both literally and figuratively, in the worlds of cinema and culture. Whether you're a lifelong fan or a newcomer intrigued by the legacy, Godzilla offers a rich tapestry of themes and narratives to explore. His story is as much about us as it is about him, a mirror held up to humanity's triumphs and tribulations. So what's your favorite Godzilla era or film? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world of cinema. Until next time, keep exploring the colossal.